I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, and I want to talk to you about 11 reasons why salespeople can't close a deal. You know what's interesting? Salespeople are always quick to say, well, my price was too high. My price was too high, and that was the reason the customer didn't buy. That's garbage. I want you to take that off the table. What I want to walk through and share with you 11 reasons. And I want you to look at these not as excuses, but I want you to look at these and ask yourself, am I doing enough in the sales process to close the deal? Yeah. Let's go through the list. Number 1, failing to uncover other priorities the customer has that are keeping their attention focused elsewhere. You see, we may think that we have the only opportunity or we have the only decision they need to make, but there's plenty of other things going on in the customer's world. I have this all the time. Customers who I know, I put great proposals in front of them, but because of other priorities. And have I, as a salesperson, not done a good enough job in uncovering those? Number 2, this is the cornerstone. Lack of perceived value by the customer. In other words, we did not do a good enough job of demonstrating why the customer is going to benefit from buying from us. Lack of perceived value is what trips price. You see, when the customer says, your price is too high, it's because they haven't seen enough value. So anytime I hear somebody say, I could have closed the deal for you to have a lower price, it always comes back to, no, you just didn't demonstrate enough perceived value. Let's walk through number 3. Number 3, the sales proposal has merit, but not enough for the customer to risk making a decision to move forward. In other words, it looks good. Yeah, it's good, but you know what? We're comfortable with what we have. We're just not going to change. You know, it's like you go to a restaurant and there's a restaurant that you like and there's a new restaurant that opened up and yeah, but you know what? You just like the restaurant you've always gone to. So you stay there. See, and the new restaurant might have great reviews and people really like it and yeah, we should go check it out, but no, we go back to the same one we always go to. Does your sales proposal have merit enough for the customer to risk making the decision? Again, it's not enough just to be better. You have to overcome that perceived risk of whatever it might be. Number 4, the customer the salesperson is speaking to just lacks authority to buy. Yeah, happens all the time. Just because the customer is willing to have a conversation with us, just because the customer is willing to share with us information, is likes us and dialogues with us and says how great our product or service will be in their company or in their home or whatever. But if they lack authority to buy, they don't buy. Are we uncovering this early enough? Number 5, the salesperson didn't know enough about the customer's customer and how to leverage this information. Whoa, this is a biggie. Yeah, the salesperson didn't know enough about the customer's customer and how to leverage. See, we got to understand downstream. And this is the same thing in B2B or B2C. B2B, real quick, you know, it may be that because the customer is buying something because it helps them serve their customers. Okay, that's easy to see. Even in B2C, you know, it might be that, why do they need this? Well, they need this because they're going on vacation, or they want to do this, or they want to do that. Understand the customer's customer. You know, what's the need? Who is it serving downstream? Number 6, changes in the industry are making the value proposition lack relevance. I see this happen a lot, where an industry might have had one way of producing something, but now due to technological changes or you know, AI or whatever it might be, the production process has changed. And what we provide them is no longer relevant. Or maybe it's a regulatory change. Well, you know, what's happening in the industry that is making our value proposition lack relevance? This is why I say you've got to stay focused in your niche, in your industry, in your area to understand all the changes that are happening and how to leverage it. Number 7, failing to see how the solution could create a competitive advantage. Now, What do you mean by this? Well, see, the customer fails to see how this is going to help give them a competitive advantage. Because remember, everybody's got competitors. Everybody's got competitors. And I don't care, B2B, B2C, whatever. But the customer has to see that the solution is going to make a competitive advantage. Yeah. Or they just check out. They just won't make the move. Number 8, the customer has a low level of trust in the salesperson. You know, it's interesting. In the absence of trust, price becomes everything. In the absence of trust, price becomes everything. And if the customer has a low level of trust, guess what? You see, what's interesting is our value proposition, the value of it goes up or down based on who is giving it. So believe me, everything starts with you, the salesperson, and the level of trust you're creating. Number 9, a sales proposal that is confusing to the customer. Hey, a confused customer does not buy. And this is what happens so many times. We are so enamored with our product. We know our service so well. We know that we put this proposal on the table that is going to bring world peace, solve hunger, solve every problem in the world, but all it does is confuse the customer. We have to be simple. Simple. Keep it absolutely simple for the customer to do business with you. This is where putting too many options on the table can actually work against you. Never put on the table more than 2 or 3 options. That's it. Period. I like putting on, a couple of options because I want the customer to be able to feel like they're in control and give them a choice. But I don't put out a menu of options for them. Number 10, the salesperson has not demonstrated competency in the selling process. Very key here. Wow. The salesperson has not demonstrated competency in the selling process. This is key because if the salesperson stumbles through the presentation, stumbles through and can't answer every question that comes up, I don't know, I'll have to get back to you. Why should the customer trust you? They're not going to. Yeah. Number 11, failing to articulate the benefits or outcomes in a way that fits the customer's needs. Failing to articulate the benefits or outcomes in a way that benefits the customer's needs. In other words, hey, we have some outcomes, but if I don't share them in a manner that you see value in, they're meaningless. This is why I say I can't put any value proposition. I can't even begin to talk about my product until you first tell me where you're coming from, where your head's at. Hey, what have I gone through? I've gone through with you 11 reasons why salespeople don't succeed. Go back through, look at the list again, and ask yourself, what do we need to be doing? What do we need to change? I've got a lot of resources out on my website, thesaleshunter.com. They're all there for you to help you answer these. We have the Sales Hunter University. Also got additional resources in our podcast, the Sales Hunter Podcast and Sales Logic. They're there for you. Or call me. Let's talk. But I want you to be successful. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Great selling.